So, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very interesting day in NHL history. Because of COVID, the NHL was held back for a number of months, but it's going to be making a return with the playoff series in Edmonton and Toronto over the coming days. But today we're going to look back at some interesting NHL history that was made in 1976. Now, 1976 was the year of the comeback of the Montreal Canadiens after 2 years of the wilderness in relation to the Stanley Cup playoffs. 1974, he lost to the Rangers, mostly because Dryden took a year off to pursue his law degree. 1975, they should have defeated the Buffalo Sabres, but due to injuries and a lack of depth in the team, they lost to Buffalo in 6 games, who later went on to lose to the Flyers in the final. Now, we're going to talk about the final period of Montreal sweep of the Philadelphia Flyers. Very bizarre sweep, because it didn't feel like a sweep when it was occurring. The first 3 games were very hard fought, very tight, and they all ended in one goal decisions for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, to win in Philadelphia was a hard time to begin with, because of God Bless America, kind of Kate Smith type of aura that was going on in Philadelphia at the time. You know, Bobby Clark, Reggie Leach had a great playoff that year, scoring nearly 20 goals in the postseason. But you can tell by the time Game 4 came along, both teams were ready to make another classic. Now, I think the reason why the third period loomed large had to do with the special teams for the Montreal Canadiens in this contest. It wasn't a dirty game per se, but Montreal stayed in the game because of scoring 3 power play goals, and the most important, I think, came from Yvon Cormier with 11 seconds left entering the third period. There's an old NHL adage that if you're leading into the third period, it's a great benefit, but if you give up a late goal in a period, it could lead to a big loss for your squad. And in this case, this is what happened. The third period was well played on both sides, but Montreal was slowly gaining dominance as the play went on past the 10-minute mark. Even the raucous Philadelphia fans were very tepid. They knew something was going to happen, and something did happen. The Shutt Mahovlich-Lafleur line in 1976 was the best in the world, in my opinion, even the Russians and the Swedes. And Guy Lafleur, who would always score the big goal on the road against some of the stronger teams, hit a counter from Mahovlich and Shutt at 14-18. And then Mahovlich put away the dagger a minute later with a goal that kind of showed how much of a playmaker he was. As we all know, Mahovlich had some problems hogging the puck, but no one was better at the time for setting up his line mates. Now, for the last 5 minutes of the game, Montreal used its defensive style, the whole Philadelphia. See, Philadelphia, basically, Freddie Shero was a very good coach. He was trying a different line and solo player combinations throughout the game, but I really believe that he was outcoached by Scotty Bowman. And there's no negativity saying Shero was outcoached by Scotty Bowman, but Bowman knew how to motivate his players. What was kind of bizarre was rewatching the full game the other day, not the NHL Network cut out the 60-minute version. You know, Serge Savard almost took a bad injury late in the contest, and that could have caused Montreal some consternation. Dryden made some key saves in the midway part of the period to give Montreal a chance to regain the momentum. Because the team in the series, Philadelphia was used to play strong to start the game. Like in this contest, Reggie Leach scored on a very good shot early in the match, but you couldn't expand their lead against Montreal. In this case, Shutt, Lemaire, Lafleur, all the veteran players of Montreal really stepped up to put it all together. And to see Montreal get back to Cup in 1976 on road ice, especially against the Flyers. See, the big thing at the time was the Broad Street Bullies. Would goon hockey be replaced? The Flying Frenchman or that style? And we showed here that finesse. And it changed the way the NHL played over the next number of years. The NHL got away from goon tactics, for a while until the late 80s, early 90s. The rebirth of the goon occurred, like the John Cordick, Ty Domi, Probert era. But I can tell you, I watched this game, I rewatched this game. It's like watching a Machiavellian situation or a great painting being painted. You know something good was going to happen, even though if you're a Montreal fan, there were some bad moments in the contest. And like I said, let me tell you, no putting down the Flyers. They had a great team, winning 2 straight cups. You know, Bobby Clark did a lot for Team Canada, Barber and Leach, and all the other Canada Cup participants as well. Clark and the Flyers at the time were the unofficial number 3 Canadian team besides the Bruins, because there was many Flyer fans in Canada than there were Leaf fans at the time, because obviously, as many know, the Flyers really kicked the shit out of the Leafs in the mid-70s. So on this COVID Saturday, we wish you a great day. Be safe, and if you have a chance to read the Donald Trump book, just remember, don't put it down. That's what you get when you vote for an idiot. Anyway, have a good day. Bye.